Barbados' sophisticated tourism industry. What can Jamaica learn? Now, the government of Barbados, through the government Invest Barbados policy, welcomes foreign investment with the stated goals of creating jobs, earnings, foreign exchange, transferring technology, enhancing skills, and contributing to economic growth. And these are the stated policies of the Barbados government, why they have the foreign direct investment into the country, and particularly in their tourism industry. The first one is to create jobs. And that's what Jamaica need. They need a direct foreign investment in tourism industry to provide full-time jobs for their citizens. Now, Barbados is one of the most sophisticated destinations in the Caribbean. Concorde had daily flights to just 4 places in the whole world: New York, London, Paris, and Barbados. It has one of the largest restaurant scenes in the region. And Barbados' long-stay tourism arrivals are on their 4th consecutive record-breaking year, and that is despite increase in the room levy and departure taxes. And this report, of course, is from 2019. Barbados' exclusive and luxury brand has put it on an upward trajectory independent of industry trends. For example, in 2018, when visitor numbers fell by 2.3% in the Caribbean, they rose 2.5% in Barbados. When the US visitors start going to Cuba and they surge to the Barbados as well. And visitor spend on the island was up 7% in 2018 to $1.2 billion that year. And the occupancy over the last 12 months was 68%. And that's the, I'll put the information in the comments section and in the description section as well, so you can read it for yourselves. But over the years, Barbados have had record-breaking success in tourism industry, and of course, this was 2019, so it's before the pandemic struck. But what I say is that they were so far ahead until even if they get a 5% retraction in the tourism during the pandemic, it doesn't matter because they are like very, very, very ahead of Jamaica. Barbados is 3 times richer than Jamaica, and Bahamas also is 3 times richer than Jamaica. And in Barbados, they have 4.5 times the visitors per year as citizens in Barbados. So, for example, the Barbados population is less than 300,000 people, and 400,000 people, I think it is. Yeah, and the tourism they get per year is 1.2 million. So it's 4.5 times population size they get visitors per year. While in Jamaica, we only have 1.5 times our population per year. So our population is just under 3 million, and our tourism is just hitting 4 million. It's not even 1.5 times as yet. However, when it comes to the Bahamas are 17.5 times the population in visitor numbers. So it shows you how Jamaica have this large capacity, can expand the tourism industry rapidly. And both the Barbados government and the Bahamas government are pushing hard for foreign direct investment into their country to grow the economy. The thing is that they are already richer than Jamaica by 3 times and 5 times. So why isn't the Jamaican government pushing for the same thing as well? And that's why I keep saying that, our four horsemen in Jamaica, which is the Prime Minister under Holness, Obin Hill, the Minister of Finance, Nigel Clark, Eben Bartlett, Minister of Tourism, they run around in terms of growth in Jamaica. They are running around like headless chicken, not knowing what to do. Because they can't conceive how to grow the economy by double digit each year, as in 10% each year. They can't even think about that. I imagine that. What they're doing a little bit here, a little bit there, running around, and the numbers are very wrong. The tourism minister doesn't even know the numbers. He come and give false numbers on television, and also Nigel Clark, he comes and give false information on the tourism, on the employment in Jamaica. Even Bartlett give false information on the tourism in Jamaica. And the PNP doesn't seem to have their head screwed on either, because they should be the ones who are pointing out the mistakes and errors that the government is making, because they're the opposition. And so they're both the same. Both PNP and JP seems to be the same thing, for the past 60 years. And that's why the economy cannot grow by more than 1% each year since independence, while other countries are growing by double digits each year on average. I mean, Singapore grew by 10% each year since independence, same time as Jamaica, 1 year apart. Barbados, them growing by like average 8%, 7% each year. Bahamas, all these countries, but we are stuck on 1% each year. And so the direct foreign investment, the first thing you need to do is think on is job creation. That's the main thing, job creation. As the Barbados government says, the number one thing in foreign direct investment is job creation. But instead of the government think seriously about job creation in Jamaica, they are on this bandwagon boasting how the unemployment rate is low, which is a myth, because if you work 1 hour per week, you're counted as employed. But you're not really employed, are you? So what they need is to provide full-time job, permanent, secured, full-time jobs for Jamaicans. And that's what the government needs to do. If the government can provide permanent, full-time jobs for Jamaicans, even if it's minimum wage, and if they could say that if people work 3 to 5 years in employment, in a secure job, paying their taxes and paying their NHT, National Housing Trust payments, then after 5 years, they will get a house, even if they're on a minimum wage job. And that is what I believe will prevent the young men in Jamaica from falling into criminality, and committing murders and running all kind of a risk. Because there need to be hope. The government need to put hope in Jamaicans. Because I live in England for over 30 years, and I can tell you that people in the UK as well, they have the same bad habits, aggression as Jamaicans. That's why people go to football, on the weekend, you see it on television in England, and they fight and they drink and they drunk and they do all kind of nonsense and fight and all that stuff. Call it football hooligans or whatever they call them. But at least those guys go to a job, even if the factories, even some can't hardly even read and write properly, but they work in the factories. They're going to provide for them. They work in the factories, and they can marry, have a nice wife, nice children, and still live their life. And so in Jamaica, even people who doesn't have high skills or very educated, they too need to be catered for in Jamaica as well. And the tourism industry is the best thing to do it. I heard Emma Bartlett rightly said a couple of years ago that tourism is the number one industry that can bring money directly into the hands of poor people. That's so correct. That's true. So why isn't he using that to provide jobs for Jamaicans? You know, and yes, so the youth in Jamaica, they need that hope that they can go to work and they're gonna get a house after 5 years, or housing solution, maybe a piece of land, whatever, and they can have a family living with their common law wife or with their wife, whatever, and they need hope. People need hope. They don't have hope, and if they don't have hope of having a house, what they will do, they will work, save a little money, they look in the bank account, they have $3,000 after a year or so, they think, oh, I'm rich, and they just, the manager talk to them, and they just get upset and just walk off the job, you know. But if they have a house to pay for, a mortgage to pay for, or if they have a piece of land that the government sell them for a low price, $500,000 for a little square land, government land cut up and sell to the people, poor people, and they buy to a few blocks, start to build their house, then they will stay in work for 5, 10 years. Because now they have a hope. They start their house, move into the house even if you have finished, and they're gonna work and buy the blocks and live, and the wife or the common law wife with the kids, they're happy, they have hope. People need hope. Without hope, they do silly things. So the Jamaican government need to use the foreign direct investment for a rapid expansion of the tourism industry that can provide jobs for Jamaicans, even those who are not well educated. I will put my notes in my comment section on this post, and you can also see the Barbados government statements. I will put that in the description section on this post as well. So look in the comment section and the description section, and you will see my notes. God bless you. God bless our Prime Minister. God bless the Jamaican government. God bless the Jamaican Parliament. And God bless Jamaica. To my next video, peace.